Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff details a recent snub as she returns after Wimbledon upset. Coco Gauff is gearing up for a comeback at the Canadian Open this week as the event's top seed. The two-time Grand Slam champion has been off the radar since a surprising first-round exit at Wimbledon, with no match wins post her French Open victory in June. The world number 2 typically competes in the WTA 500 event in Washington, where she has previously triumphed, but chose to skip it this year despite an early Wimbledon departure and ample prep time for the North American hardcourt season. Gauff has now shed light on her decision to take a longer break before hitting the courts in Montreal. After Wimbledon, I just was able to go home, relax a little bit, and then have a good training block to hopefully have some good results here and for the rest of the hardcourt season, she shared. It was nice to actually have some time in between. That's why I didn't play DC, because I wanted to just have a real training block, which I hadn't had in a while just because of how our schedule is. Being back in Montreal is great, and it's definitely refreshing. I like that they change it every other year just because it feels different each time. Yeah, I'm happy to be back here. I like this tournament a lot and would love to do great here one of these years. World number 1 Aryna Sabalenka has withdrawn from the Canadian Open, paving the way for Gauff to become the top seed. Gauff gets a direct pass into the second round, where she'll face fellow American Danielle Collins in a highly anticipated showdown. The WTA 1000 event in Canada alternates between two host cities, Montreal and Toronto, each year. This time around, the women are competing in Montreal, while the men's ATP Masters 1000 tournament is taking place in Toronto. Gauff hasn't made it past the quarterfinal stage of the Canadian Open in either city. Last year, her journey ended in the third round. The 21-year-old is on the hunt for her first match win since the French Open final, where she staged a comeback from a set down to defeat Sabalenka and clinch her second Grand Slam title. Since that victory, she suffered opening match losses in Berlin and Wimbledon. This isn't the first time Gauff has experienced an early exit at SW19. In 2023, she was knocked out by Sofia Kenin in the first round, but then embarked on a remarkable winning streak, bagging titles in Washington, Cincinnati, and the U.S. Open, her maiden Grand Slam triumph. Gauff will be hoping to replicate that kind of success this year. Rise, fall, return. The Coco Gauff story. 1. Past glory and recent triumph. Coco Gauff, born March 13, 2004, has rapidly become a defining figure in women's tennis. At just 21, she's already secured 2 Grand Slam singles titles, the 2023 U.S. Open and the 2025 French Open, where she battled back from a set down to topple world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka in a dramatic showdown. The Guardian, +12. Daily Express US, +12. YouTube, +12. Wikipedia. Her ascent includes an unforgettable Wimbledon debut in 2019, where, at 15, she ousted Venus Williams and captivated the world. Though she's never advanced past the 4th round at Wimbledon, those early performances hinted at a future champion. Time. Wikipedia. 2. The Wimbledon snub and emotional exit. Just 3 weeks after Paris glory, Gauff arrived at Wimbledon as the number 2 seed. Expectations were sky high, but fate had other plans. She was sent packing in the first round, losing 7-6-3, 6-1 to Ukraine's world number 42 Diana Yastremska. Talksport, +3. The Washington Post, +3. Reuters, +3. In a press conference caught on camera, Gauff held back tears, revealing more than just defeat. She was deeply disappointed by not being assigned a center court match, feeling snubbed as a major favorite under the spotlight. She admitted her preparation, both physical and mental, had been insufficient for the abrupt jump from clay to grass. Mentally, I was a little bit overwhelmed with everything that came after Paris, she said, speaking of the whirlwind following her Roland Garros win. Wikipedia, +15. YouTube, +15. The Washington Post, +15. Yahoo Sports, +2. Reuters, +2. The Sun, +2. The Sun. Gauff lamented her service woes, 9 double faults, slipping frequently on grass, and a lack of rhythm born from too few warm-up tournaments, highlighting a crucial gap in her transition strategy. The Sun. 3. The pivot point. Fed up but not done. Despite the heartbreak, Gauff didn't sulk. Instead, she reframed the disappointment. She remarked that Wimbledon historically sees a wave of early upsets, especially due to the surface's volatility and the short lead-in time from Paris. Rather than blame circumstances like a last-minute court move, she took ownership, emphasizing the need to adjust preparation and strategy for grass going forward. The Sun. +1. Reuters. +1. Importantly, she drew strength from her past resilience. In 2023, another first-round Wimbledon loss preceded her breakthrough U.S. Open win months later. This pattern, she seemed to suggest, could repeat, but now with lessons learned. TalkSport. +1. Daily Express US. +1. For the snub that hurt. The emotional core wasn't just in losing. Gauff spoke candidly about feeling overlooked. Not getting center court treatment felt like a statement amid her stature as a top seed and reigning French Open champion. The tone was one of both disappointment and resolve. She didn't dwell on the perceived insult, but let it fuel her determination to earn back respect by performing at her best rather than demanding it. 5. Renewal. Canadian Open steps in. Fast forward to late July 2025. Coco is returning to competition as the top seed at the Canadian Open, Rogers Cup, in Montreal. She opted out of the Washington WTA 500 tournament, despite previous success there, to give herself a longer training block following Wimbledon's emotional whirlwind. YouTube. Daily Express US. Her focus is clear. Reset, rebuild, refine. Not on the back of match fatigue, but through focused hard-court preparation. Re-enter competition rejuvenated, not diminished, mentally sharper, physically primed. Seek redemption and rhythm ahead of the U.S. Open, where she's already proven capable of greatness. Daily Express US. 6. The inner game. Growth over glory. Mental resilience is Coco's hallmark. She acknowledged being emotionally overwhelmed after Paris, a human response, not a weakness. She graciously handled fallout from Sabalenka's controversial remarks with grace, and even joined her in a TikTok dance peace offering, a sign that she values harmony and sportsmanship on equal footing with competitiveness. The Sun. +1. Reuters. +1. YouTube. 7. What's next? The road ahead. Here's what to watch curated into key elements. Grass court evolution. Coco plans to enter more warm-up tournaments, Eastbourne, Bad Homburg, to build a grass court foundation and adjust tactics to suit the surface's speed and bounce. Reuters. +1. The Sun. +1. Mental recharge. A longer break and focused preparation block point to a new strategy. Not rushing back, but returning rested and refocused. Hardcourt ambition. With the U.S. Open on her horizon, Coco aims to switch her trajectory, just as she did in 2023, by translating resilience into success. 8. Creative reflection, a puzzle piece in progress. Imagine this moment as a mosaic in Coco's journey. The snub, the tears, the introspection, all part of a larger picture she's still crafting. Each grand slam, each surface, each emotional ebb and flow is a tile. The young prodigy who shocked Wimbledon, the French Open queen who mastered clay, the grass rookie, still learning to adapt under pressure, the emotionally honest athlete, vulnerable yet determined, the champion in waiting, rewriting her strategy, reworking her path. 9. Final sentiment. Coco Gauff's post-Wimbledon moment may have felt like a setback, but it's arguably the most humanizing chapter yet. It's not just about titles or rankings. It's about how she responds when the world expects perfection and she delivers pressure instead. As she returns in Montreal, wearing the mantle of top seed without the burden of Wimbledon's ghosts, she holds a rare power, the chance to redefine her momentum. She's not just chasing wins. She's constructing legacy, a mosaic built from pain, self-reflection, and unwavering ambition. And in Coco's hands, the next chapter could be her finest yet.